welcome to On Today's Ride. I'm back. It's been a while, I know. Anyway, I'm back in the UK. I'm back in Gogledd Cymru in North Wales. I'm in beautiful Snowdonia in the mountains. Nice football pitch here. I'm in a little village called Bethesda. I'm going to be heading this way. We've got a bit of an overnight mission ahead. Village which has got two double L's, which is tricky in Welsh, Llanllechyd, and then we're going to drop down. We're heading for Drim Mountain, although we're not going to the top of Drim. We're going to Llyn Arnarfon and we're going to camp out for the night. As you can see, it's a very pretty part of the country. It's a very busy time at the moment because the weather is fantastic. It wasn't, and then suddenly it was. Very UK. It went from 5 degrees, sleeping under 2 duvets at night, to literally 35 degrees. So, very unusual. I'm making good use of it. We're not going on a massive ride though. We're not going on a massive adventure. I'm going to just stop here because that's very steep. I've got one hand. But we're heading down. We're heading up to, we can just see a mountain around here. We're heading up here. We're on a bit of a trial run. We're testing out because next week we're on a really big mission. Big full bike packing gear. So I'm testing my gear out, testing my new bike out, testing my new cooking gear out, my new water system, and I'll say more about all of that a bit later. So a few kilometres on the road, we're coming round to Aber Falls, Abergwyngregin Falls, waterfalls, and then we're going to head off-road and we're going to climb up to Llyn, now I've forgotten the name, Llyn something. I'll remind myself in a minute. Turning right to the Rider, the waterfalls, although we're not actually going to the waterfalls. Yeah, the waterfalls will be absolutely heaving. It's a lovely hot day, it's half term. It's definitely not the time to be going. What we'll do is, we'll go and camp out, it's an out and back, and then in the morning, nice and early, we'll come down and we'll go and see the falls, and hopefully there'll be no one there. Now, very quickly, I've got to get my camera back on and change gear, because we're into a super steep climb. Basically, it's just uphill now for 6 to 10 kilometers to the campsite. It's this first part that's the killer. I've done it a few times. Out of the very steep section, out of the trees, superb views opening up, but we've still got over 4 k's of climbing. A little bit tougher here and then it eases, and then steep to the end. And that's the end of the paved road. Now we're onto the rough stuff. So I have ridden up here. Last year somebody posted a ride saying, is this the toughest mountain bike climb in North Wales? Which I didn't know it, so I thought, well, definitely got to go and try that. Short answer, yeah, I think it probably is. But as I was halfway up it, and it goes off around here, I looked over to the right and saw this fantastic little lake just in a hanging glacial valley up there, and thought, I've got to come and camp up there. So I'm coming to camp up there. The Carneddau, the mountain range, very northern end of Snowdonia, Eryri. That's where we've come from. Just see the sea down there, up this winding lane. Now we've got to go steep and rough up this way. I took the steep way. I came up here, I couldn't ride it, I had to push, even that was hard. But I should have gone a little bit further on the trail and then round. And I met this guy over here, Dutch guy. I just met him. He's coming up to camp up here as well. I didn't think anyone knew this lake, but it seems it's more famous than I thought. Foxgloves are coming out, wildflower. I love the foxgloves, they're so beautiful. This whole hillside, well, it's already covered in purple, but it'll be really covered in purple. Very poisonous, but very beautiful. Sheep pens just laid out in stone walls, and we're following this little stream. Yeah, we're just going to follow that, and you can see the trail going up and up and up, and then sort of behind here is Clip and Arbonne. Final push up now, last kilometre at 10%, so it's going to be a stiff one, a little bit loose as well. I might have to walk a bit, I did a minute ago. Tricky on the gravel bike, on loose, rocky and steep. Yeah, I can just see the path snaking around, so the lake's just around the corner. Up over the last little climb. I know. Looks like it drops a little bit and goes back up, but basically the lake's just there. 2 minutes. And over the last little rise, there she is. Ooh. And I was told it was quite a warm lake as well, so good for a skinny dip before this Dutch guy gets here. Find a place to camp. Wow. Woo. Oh, wow. So for water this time, it's always a slight issue when you're bikepacking, because where do you put your water bottles, because you're using up the whole frame for bags, frame bags and that. So I've decided this time to go for a backpack, and a proper mountain bike backpack with a 3-litre bladder in. I probably drank a litre on the way up because it was still quite hot, so I've probably got 2 litres left, which is not quite enough. So I've also got a filtration system. I've got an Alpkit Hippo, as it's called, and basically you fill one bag with water and just use gravity or squeeze it down into the other bag. So I'll show you how that works in a minute, and then I'll have clean water. And then I've also got other liquid refreshment cooling in the lake, a couple of beers. So I can just leave it hanging, it'll drip down. Dirty water at the top, clean water at the bottom, slightly leaking, just got to tighten it up a bit. So I think I'm probably going to camp somewhere around here. There's a bit of a camping area here. I mean, I kind of wanted to be up here by myself, and I want to film and that, so I might wait till this guy comes. Oh, there he is, I can see him, so he's not far away. There's another sort of flatter area up there as well, so either he'll go up there or I'll go up there. It's pretty much the same, but definitely a good place to camp. We'll get another swim in the morning. We've got water, we've got food, we've got my new cooker, so we'll get that out. We'll get some dinner cooking, and we've got a couple of beers in the lake. And I don't think it's going to rain. In fact, I could just sleep out under the stars, but I want to check my tent, make sure all the bits and pieces are in there. Well, got my tent set up. Don't know if you remember this tent from last year. It's got a nice configuration where you can just have it completely open. It's a bit midgy, so I'll probably have the fly net up, but I don't think it's going to rain. If it did rain, I could just pull the fly sheet down in the night. Bikes here, Dutch friends over here. He's going to camp just in this area. Beers, not that cold, because the water wasn't that cold. It was lovely for swimming, not for keeping beer cool. Anyway, I'm going to chill for a bit and then have a beer and get some food on. I've got a new cooker. I was using a Trangia that runs off meth for about the last 30 years. The same one. But I got a new one of these sort of fancy Jetboil style ones. So it's not a Jetboil, because Jetboils cost about 180 quid. This is about 50 quid from Go Outdoors. But I reckon it'll do the job. So you get everything sort of folds up. I've used a bit of sponge to stop it moving around. So you get the cooker, the gas cylinder, and that screws into here like that. Oh, except it's on. Let's just turn it off. That screws into there, and then this whole thing goes together, and it's got a sort of heat maximizing, gas maximizing system there, and that's your pot and your cup and everything. So we're going to cook up. We got some savory rice and we got some tuna with jalapeno. I forgot my spork. Good thing the Dutch boy was here. He's lent me a spoon, plastic spoon. Perfect. So we got the food in. We'll put the tuna in at the end. This is very cheap as well. This is all from Aldi. It probably costs about £1 for dinner. Okay, it's got its own lighter as well. Look at that. Perfect. Very easy. Blasting away. Let's turn that down a bit. Okay. There we go. It's called the OEX Hero, but Hero spelled weirdly, from Go Outdoors. I think £50 or something in the UK. Bargain, I'd say. Okay, we'll get this on, we'll get dinner, and that'll be us for the evening. Well, so much for the hot, sunny evening and night. A bit of a storm blowing through. We've had thunder and lightning, a little bit of rain, not too much. Wind has been thrashing the tent around. But I wonder if it has just missed us, which is good, because I was hoping for a decent night's sleep. Oh, there's another flash of lightning there. Yeah, it's sort of passed across there. Up above is fairly clear, that direction's sort of clear, but could be in for a stormy night. What a night that was. Thunderstorms all through the night, lightning, thunder, pouring rain. Now, blue skies. A little bit chilly out, but not cold. Didn't get a lot of sleep, to be honest. Got a coffee. I did bring some oatmeal, but I haven't got my spoon, so I can't. I'm on a banana, and I got some sort of bar. So anyway, that'll do it. I'm going to pack up, get down. Let's go and see the waterfall before the horns arrive. And we're off. About 7 a.m. earlier, but I didn't really get to sleep until about 4, so I had a couple of hours then and a bit of fitful slumber before that. Not the best night. I did have a cursory glance at the weather forecast and it didn't show that, but we've had this hot period the last few days, and that often ends in thunderstorms. But man, I wasn't expecting that. There was one wave when I was trying to go to sleep and it just went on and on and on, and then super high winds, so the tent was rattling and flapping, pouring rain, and then I think I fell asleep for about an hour, and then it all started again at about 2 in the morning, another round of thunder and lightning. At one point the Dutch guy came over to my tent and said, "Do you think we're all right up here? Are we safe?" I said, "Yeah, I think so. It's probably better than walking down in this." Anyway, we survived the night. He's gone. Don't think I'll see him again. Very grateful for his spork, or his plastic spoon anyway. And now we get to ride out through this beautiful valley. Not a soul around. Sun's definitely up. It's been light since about, well, at least 4 a.m. I think. It's now almost midsummer. And I think it's going to be a nice day, but it is windy and it's a little bit chilly, so I've still got my down jacket on. Anyway, bit of a downhill, so I'm going to need 2 hands here. Well, this is the path to the falls. However, the gates are locked, so we're too early. So I can't ride in. I'm not going to leave my bike here because it's quite a way. It's 2 or 3 kilometers or something like that up to the falls. So we're not going to get to visit the falls this time, but they did appear in an older video of mine, so I'll dig that out and put the link in the description. Okay, we're going to head back to the car, depack, get all the gear off my bike. Quick look at the bike. We'll do a fuller rundown in the next video, I think, but it's new but not new. It's another Cannondale Topstone, pretty much the same as the last one. I've changed a few things on it. Got my bikepacking gear on, of course. Yeah, GRX gearing. Yeah, well, that's all we need to know. Aluminium frame. I don't have expensive carbon frames because you never know when it might get stolen. Nearly back to the van. I've got the dreaded road closed signs, and you never know quite what that means. Unusually, or rarely, does it mean closed to cyclists, but they never really differentiate. They just say closed. Chances are, if we ask the workers nicely, if there are any workers, I suspect we'll get through. I don't know, I can see kids on their bikes, so yeah, we'll just see what happens. And we're out. No problems. And we're back to where we started. That's the end of the ride. Hope you enjoyed that one. So this was all preparation for, and I never told you, so I'll tell you now, Monday I fly to Zagreb in Croatia. I'm not going to spend that much time in Croatia. I'm going to start heading west through Slovenia and heading for the Dolomites in Italy. Well, that's the plan, and there aren't many plans. I haven't really planned a lot out. I've got the first couple of days planned, and then we'll see. Hoping for decent weather, better than last night anyway. Okay, if you enjoyed that one, please like, subscribe, watch to the end. See you all soon on today's ride.